welcome to this episode of Spirituality in the 21st Century. I'm Shari from Energy Tarot and Magic, and I'm so pleased you've joined me today. With everyone staying home and getting into each other's space, knowing the energies that surround us is especially important. So let's get started. I know that the news isn't making you feel any better about what's happening around the world right now, but you might find this time away from the distractions of other people useful if you're willing to reframe your experiences. I recently had a breakthrough of my own in reframing experiences that I've had within my business, and I can't tell you how much better I feel after having made the decision to simply be grateful for the work coming my way rather than judging where it comes from. I took a daily frustration and turned it into a daily win. It's time for you to sit back and look and see where in your own life can you do that right now? What negatives have you carried with you that have blown up during this crisis? And how can you reframe them into something positive that can give you a boost right now? It's really important for you to take time to make this analysis and then have an action plan to move forward, because everyone's all squished up against people that they love but haven't spent a lot of time with in an extended way in probably years. Let's face it, most of us spend 8 hours a day at least at another place away from our families and our house. And now suddenly the place we went to relax, our home space, has become the center of our universe, and we are forced into close quarters with people that we didn't necessarily spend an entire day with at any given time. So looking at things in new ways and finding ways to be more positive about them is going to make a huge difference in how happy you are during this social distancing session that we're experiencing right now. If you're feeling disconnected from the world, there are ways that you can reach out and stay connected while helping others that might make you feel better. Send messages to your loved ones, call them, text them, FaceTime them, Facebook Messenger, whatever your technological choice is. Take some time and reach out to connect with people who love you and who you love. Send to friends that you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe you haven't spoken to them via phone or video chat in a very long time, but you're feeling a little isolated, and so you want to reach out to them. That's a great thing to do right now. And because technology has given us the options that we have, put them to use. Stay connected with people, because isolation can make you depressed. And this is not the time to be trying to battle depression while you're also dealing with how to handle the stress of the world at this time. If you've ordered something to have it delivered to your house, tip the delivery drivers nicely. Think about the value these people are giving you and then tip appropriately. You didn't have to go out. You didn't have to come in contact with people. You didn't have to feel the stress of being around other people right now. Instead, you were able to make a phone call or use an app and have someone do that trip for you and bring it to you. That means these people deserve to be tipped commensurate to the value of what they've done for you. So rather than the $1 or $2 tip you might normally give the pizza guy, give him $5. Be nice. Know that they are striving to survive in every way that you are, but they've chosen to be out in public and deal with people and handle things for them. And you should be grateful that they have made that choice and that choice was something that was available to you, and then offer them the tip in gratitude, rather than that grudging feeling that we sometimes get when we tip people. Speaking of delivery, send delivery of a meal or something special to someone you love who needs a perk up. You can arrange DoorDash or some other delivery service for them, and then don't forget to tip for them as well. If you have family members that are cooped up and you know that they're starting to get depressed or they're just feeling low, send them dinner, send them something they need from Walmart, because you can make those arrangements at a distance and still help them and connect with them. This last one is something that I strongly advocate for in a lot of different situations. It's something that that I have done in my own life as a way to more deeply connect with people when normal contact was not available. For example, I used to date a military man, and when he deployed, I did this next step every single day that he was gone. So write a letter by hand, put it on paper with a pen, and then mail it to them. Put a stamp on an envelope,
carry it out to the mailbox, flip the little thing up, and then watch it go. It's a personal, energetic touch that will help you connect more closely with someone you love and give them something to enjoy that they may not have had before. I mean, let's face it, when was the last time any of us got a letter in the mail from someone? It's been a really long time, but I bet you remember the last one you got because it really made you feel good. Imagine being able to give that feeling to someone else right now. You know, it only takes a few minutes. I'm sure somewhere in a box in your house you have thank you notes or blank note cards that you could just write a very quick note and say, I'm thinking about you, I love you, I wanted to send you this so that you can have something in your hand. It's not a text message, and it's more personal. And for those of us who work with energy, every time you put your hand on something and put that on something else, you are transferring energy. So while you're writing this letter, think about the kind of energy you want to send to them. Do you want to send them loving energy? Do you want to send them healing energy? Whatever it is, push that energy out of you from source through you into the pen and then onto the paper so that when they open it up, they get that wash of energy that you've shared with them. It's a really nice way to connect with people when we can't be side by side with them.
One of the things that you do want to do is stay informed, and that means choosing reputable sources. The CDC, which, by the way, for all of you TWD fans, is not that building that was in season 1. That's the Cobb Energy Center, and it's in Marietta. The CDC is actually a really boring looking building downtown, which is why they use the Cobb Energy Center. Look to the World Health Organization. Look to reputable news sources. You know, Facebook might have lots of great information, but you have to be willing to evaluate the sources that are presented to you. You might want to keep track of things with your local news sources page. Like I get notifications that ABC here in Atlanta is on live a lot because they're doing hourly updates. That's one thing to keep in mind, though. You might not want to spend time every hour reminding yourself of the things that are going on. Don't oversaturate yourself with news, statistics, numbers, deaths, whatever it is that's making you uncomfortable and unhappy. Don't immerse yourself in it. After 9/11, I left the television on 24/7 for about 2 weeks. And at that point, I'd been having nightmares. I was just horribly upset all the time. And I realized it was because I had oversaturated myself with too much news of what wasn't really happening. You know, those of us who remember 9/11 remember that those weeks afterwards, yes, there was a lot of news, but it was not anything new. It was just rehashing and rehashing and rehashing. And we're starting to get to that point with this pandemic, in that knowing more numbers isn't going to make you feel better, or knowing how many more people have been diagnosed in your state isn't going to make you feel better. It's a good thing to know, and you might want to check in on it something like once a day. But like I said, my ABC affiliate here in Atlanta is doing hourly updates. I don't need that kind of stress in my life, and so I haven't been watching them. I'll catch one a day and see, you know, is there anything interesting that I need to know? Anything that changed here around Atlanta that affects me, which right now very little does affect me because I work from home. I live in a suburban neighborhood, and I'm not in contact with people other than our friends and family who are close by anyway. Let's see here. Have faith that the universe has things in hand, and you will come out of this. You're not going to come out of it unchanged. I don't think there's a single person on the planet right now who's going to come out of this unchanged in some way, but it will come to an end. And right now, you don't need to know all the numbers in order to get to that end. So if they're stressing you out, if watching the news stresses you out, stop doing it. You know, if you're interested and you need information, you can do research and you can find just the things you're looking for. But at the same time, you don't want to be so immersed in this event that you can't live a life. I know it's not the same life that you had a week ago, but you can still live your life if you're willing to pull yourself out of the things that are dragging you down. Remember, pivot, not panic. When you get thrown a curveball, and I'm sure that everyone is going to be thrown several curveballs as we work our way through this process, you're going to want to stop, evaluate, and then take action. So there are a lot of programs that are being made available to you to help you in this strange time. Unemployment for those who cannot work remotely or stay home or have been laid off. They've made changes to waiting periods and how you can apply for it. So look into unemployment for yourself if that's a situation that you're in within your own state, because it's going to vary from one state to the next. There's a United Way number that's making the rounds for those in need. They are taking down where you're from and giving you a list of local sources for food, for healthcare, for just about anything that you would need, maybe even help with your rent or your mortgage. Those sorts of things are built into that. And then there are community-based programs that are specific to your area that you can reach out to. You know, you might know your area better than I do, of course, because I'm not from there. But, you know, if you are in need, reach out to the people that you know are there to help. And share what you can with others. Try to be a positive influence in your community and offer anything that you can share with others. If you're a teacher, can you help families with homeschool their children while the schools are closed? If you're a healer, how can you offer healing to others and consider using technology for the connection? If you're a tech person, how can you help someone who isn't one find technology or technological ways to remain connected with the world during the quarantine? Anything that you can offer as a service or a helping hand, do it, because one, people need help, and two, it will help you feel better because it's something that you can control. That's a pivot, not a panic. It's a way of getting through things and doing so in a positive manner. Remember to take time to reframe negativity to positive outcomes. Stay connected with your support circle, and if you didn't build one like I told you to at the beginning of this year, now's the time to reach out and find one. There are great groups online that you can reach out to. One of the ones that I recommend to just about everyone is Aligned and Unstoppable with Emily Ahrens. And it's a Facebook group, and it is an amazing bunch of people who are working through this process together and finding ways for it to be a positive outcome when it's finally done. All of those things that you can do will help create a happier, healthier outcome for you and those you love. So anything that you can take time to do, connect with people, however it is that you want to make a difference in this very strange time, do it. It will be to your advantage in so many different ways, as well as anyone that you can reach out to help will benefit from it. So I know this is a strange time, and I hope that we are all being kind and loving to each other, and I hope that you're being kind and loving to yourself. Let's take a look at the astrological and lunar energies for this week. The energies this week will not be great for the close quarters living that we've all been doing, but being prepared for them will help you survive these energies. So March 23rd, we have the waning crescent in Pisces. This will bring some romantic feelings, heightened intuition, dreamy mystical moods, maybe a renewed interest in religion and faith, something that a lot of people are going through right now, actually. People will become softer, more tender, and more sentimental. They'll speak kind words and give compliments to loved ones. It'll also bring with it a deeper understanding of the hidden meanings of life, events, and things. Use this loving energy at the beginning of the week to your benefit, because it's going to be followed up with some really tough energy to deal with when you're living with folks that you don't normally spend 24/7 with. All right, the health vulnerabilities for that moon include feet, toes, and immune system. You want to walk less, wear only comfortable shoes, and remember that your body gets more sensitive, so be careful with alcohol, drugs, both prescription and others. All right, so this is where the contentious energy starts. March 24th, we have a new moon in Aries. This is a time to guard against conflict in your space. The energy is right for it, and you've all been cooped up together for at least a week at this point. People will be more impulsive and short-tempered. Some may show fearlessness and readiness to act in extreme situations. This time is easier to shake old problems or shed the weight of tiresome responsibility. You can free yourself from everything that bothers you and makes your life uneasy. It's time to practice self-control and limit exposure to stress. I know, crazy energy to have right now, but I'm including some information in the crystal and herb section that will help you get through this time, especially with the reduced immune system issues that came up with the Pisces moon. Health vulnerabilities for this moon, the new moon in Aries, include the head, brain, ears, eyes, and teeth. Avoid important, difficult, and stressful work or physical strain. And it's better to spend time resting, watch less television, try a book, try talking to people, that sort of thing. All right, so The moon moves out of the new moon and into the waxing crescent in Aries from the 25th to the 26th. All the new moon energies are still present, so use them to release anything that no longer serves you. This is where you get to spend some time on yourself. Consider the areas of your life that are connected to things that no longer make you happy and how to release yourself from those ties. From March 27th through the 28th, we have a waxing crescent in Taurus. The tension from the Aries moon drops. So you just got to get to the 27th before you start to lose your mind with the folks around you. People will calm themselves, become more peaceful, feel stable and secure. You'll want to slow down your thoughts and reactions and be aware that they may irritate others at this time. Now is the time to clean and organize while you're stuck at home and postpone important business. The health vulnerabilities for the Taurus moon include the throat, neck, teeth, thyroid. Be careful not to strain your throat muscles and guard your lungs, and don't panic over small symptoms. Allergens are high right now. A lot of people are coughing and sneezing, not because they have the coronavirus, but because they're allergic to the air. And then finally on Sunday, we come back to a waxing crescent in Gemini. You're going to feel stronger emotional sensitivity, so be prepared for that. You may want to be more active, so get out and walk. You may want to socialize more, but keep the social distancing guidelines in mind if you do. You know, you can socialize over Facebook Live or something like that. You don't have to go out and see people. Be careful not to buy things you don't really need or invest time in futile contacts. It's a good time to get out and enjoy nature and stay connected with friends and family in the ways that work for you. Your health vulnerabilities at this time will include your lungs, your shoulders, your arms, and your fingers. You're going to want to spend time outside, get lots of fresh air, but dress appropriately. We've got crazy weather here. It was almost 80 degrees here yesterday. And then this morning it was just about 50. So it's a big change in temperature. You want to make sure that you're prepared for that if you're going to spend time outside. Try not to lift heavy objects or strain your shoulders, and rest your hands and fingers during the Gemini moon. I know your immune system is on your mind right now. It's on everyone's mind. But I'm going to offer you some great crystals and herbs for boosting your immune system in this section. The crystals for boosting your immune system include amethyst, which is great for cleansing organs as well as your immune system. Ametrine strengthens the immune system by helping to dissolve negativity, bodily toxins, and fatigue. It's also good for depression. And ametrine is a combination of amethyst and citrine that is found in nature because they're all quartz, and they all, depending on the additional minerals that end up in the crystal, that's what color you get. Aquamarine will help to alleviate excess immune reactions such as asthma and allergies. Calcite fortifies the immune system, promotes the absorption of calcium, and also relieves emotional stress and confers peace of mind. Emerald can help you remain in good health when your body's natural defenses are low, regenerates our physical body, and contributes to rapid recovery from infectious diseases. And lepidolite It's a strong purification tool to dispel negativity. It's a calming stone to help relieve sleep disorders and eliminating stress, depression, and mood swings. So those stones are all great for boosting your immune system. Some of them are also really good for helping you to relax and remove some stress. Create yourself either a bag of stones or make a crystal grid and use those to boost what you need to have boosted and relieve what needs to be relieved. Set it someplace in a public area in your home so that everyone can benefit from it. This week, rather than herbs, I'm actually going to look at some oils that are great for boosting your immune system. I'm going to share with you 2 recipes that I've used for oil blends. Remember that I use essential oils and then put them into a carrier oil so that the essential oils don't burn your skin, because you're going to be putting this on yourself. So the first immune boosting oil blend that I created includes 6 drops of lemon oil, 9 drops of frankincense oil, 6 drops of lavender oil, 6 drops of tea tree oil, 14 drops of sandalwood oil, 6 drops of rosemary, 1 piece of amethyst, and a piece of lepidolite. And then I use fractionated coconut oil as a carrier oil, but you can use jojoba, you can use sunflower, you can use basically any kind of oil that you want. Just remember that this is going to go on your skin, so you don't want to have an aversion to how it feels or how it smells. So basically what that does is those ratios are what is important. If it doesn't smell quite the way you want it to, try increasing the ratio of a certain oil so that you can get something that you're going to be okay wearing. Because what you want to do with these oil blends once you make them is to rub them on your palms and the soles of your feet. Then I usually rub my palms together and do this, and so I can breathe in the scent of the oil. That's why it's so important that you like the way the oil smells. Because if you don't like the way it smells, you won't use it, and that's not getting you the benefits that you need. The second recipe is for immune system. It's also good for menstrual cramps for those of you who suffer from those. Just kind of rub it on your belly and it really, really makes a difference. So we start with 21 drops of lavender, 3 drops of peppermint, 4 drops of basil, 21 drops of jasmine. Now bear in mind that was not jasmine essential oil, that was jasmine essential oil that had been diluted. And so it was a very, very dilute solution. If you have something that's a little stronger, then you might not want to go with that many drops of jasmine. Go with the way it smells. 4 drops of vetiver and 1 piece of carnelian, 1 piece of moonstone. Put that all in your carrier oil. Make sure to seal it up so that you can keep it fresh for as long as possible, especially if you're not using something like fractionated coconut oil, which does not go rancid. I've known sunflower oil to go rancid, so just kind of keep that in mind for how long you keep it around. Now notice that I also added stones to these particular oil blends. That way you also benefit from the energy of the stone. So for example, the first immune boost recipe includes amethyst and lepidolite, both of which are in the list of stones that I went through for this section. The carnelian is also in that list. Moonstone is also really great because that blend was originally designed for menstrual cramps, but we found out that it also really works for boosting the immune system. Again, put the blends on the palms of your feet, or your palms and the bottom of your feet a few times a day whenever you feel like it. Sometimes it's a good idea to maybe do it before or after, right before you go to bed or right when you get up in the morning. And then breathe in the scent, because you're going to want to bring that energy into yourself. I hope that this has been helpful information for you. Please do research any of the oils before you use them. Make sure you're not allergic to them. But these blends have worked for me and for many other folks, because I used to work in a shop where we made them, and they were very popular, especially this immune boost one, and it really did make a difference. We managed to make it through the winter flu season with people coming and going in the shop without getting sick. So that's my endorsement.
money grow. Watch my money grow like a proud parent. Yeah, my money getting old and it's colder than the snow bunny. Happy
So this
get
week we have the
money,
new moon in
honey.
Aries, and I've already talked with you about some of the energies. I'm going to add a couple more in here, and then I'm going to help you with what you should be doing during this time, because this is not going to be a typical new moon. I don't think anything about our lives is typical anymore, so you kind of get to expect this. So this particular new moon will be sextile to Saturn, which will give you patience and perseverance to struggle on through these very hard times. You'll feel a more serious and responsible attitude toward the world. You'll have better focus on practical matters, and you should take time to complete serious or difficult tasks, ask for advice, and share your wisdom. You're going to be faced with the exposure of your deepest, most painful wounds and feel ready to heal them during this time, due to the new moon being conjunct with Chiron. And you're going to face pain from wounds you've suffered and guilt from wounds you've caused. So while the new moon is a time for setting new intentions for the coming cycle, in this one you may feel the need to shed some things too. So consider releasing any energetic ties that no longer serve you prior to setting your new intentions for the next cycle. That means healing and grieving the wounds this moon will bring up for you, and then releasing them so that you can move forward. I'm offering to you an opportunity to download one of my free guided meditations. This one is a guided crystal journey meditation for shedding emotional baggage, and you can get it at http://bit.ly/shedbaggage2. And then enter the coupon code Corona at the checkout to receive a free instant download of the guided meditation that you can then listen to and use whenever you like. I hope that this is helpful for your preparations for this new moon. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. This week's weekly Oracle Outlook reading is from my Chakra Oracle Deck. And if you like this deck, you can order one for yourself on my website at energytarotmagic.weebly.com. This week's cards were the Heart Chakra Affirmations, the Sacral Chakra Stone card, and the Solar Plexus Stone card. And you're going to see how it connects to some of the things that I talked about in other sections this week. The Heart Chakra Affirmation card reminds you that you're peaceful, you are connected with other human beings, and you are open to love and kindness. These are all especially important during this time of social distancing, when we might feel more and more isolated as time goes on. Reach out to and connect with others in ways that feel good but don't put anyone in danger, and use technology when you can, but remain as connected to yourself and others as possible. The Sacral Chakra Stone is carnelian, one of the stones that I mentioned earlier for boosting your immune. It's also connected with emotional warmth, happiness, and self-esteem. You can carry carnelian to help you better live with the people in your life as well as with yourself. So this is a good stone to have on you right now, especially if you're feeling a little stressed out in your home space. The last card, the Solar Plexus Stone, is citrine. This stone is connected to happiness, prosperity, and generosity. It's also another great immune boost crystal. It's part of that family of amethyst and ametrine. It's the other part of ametrine from amethyst and citrine. So connect with citrine to open yourself to being generous with others, finding new paths to prosperity, and increasing happiness in your home space. So again, if your home space is getting a little contentious because people are getting on each other's nerves, the carnelian and the citrine is something that you can carry to help all of that energy kind of find its way out. We're still being tested by the situation with COVID-19, and as I've said before, faith not fear and pivot not panic. These affirmations and stones can help you align your energy in such a way to make faith over fear much more easily attainable to you.